Hey there, plant lovers! Or maybe soon-to-be plant lovers. If you're like me, you love the idea of having some greenery in your home, but let's be honest, not all of us have that green thumb. But don't worry, today I've got you covered with 10 houseplants that are super easy to grow, even if you've killed a cactus before. Trust me, these plants are nearly impossible to kill, and they'll keep your space looking fresh, with very little effort. Whether you're looking to brighten up your living room, bedroom, or even your bathroom, these plants are low maintenance, forgiving, and perfect for beginners. Alright, let's dive in. Here are 10 houseplants that are the easiest to grow, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which ones to get for your home. Alright, first up, we've got the snake plant, also known as mother-in-law's tongue. This one is basically the definition of hard to kill. It's tough, it's low maintenance, and it looks awesome in any room. The leaves are super unique, and it doesn't need a ton of water or light to survive. Seriously, you only need to water this thing like once every couple weeks. And it's cool with low light, so even if you don't have a sunny window, it's good to go. Perfect for bedrooms, living rooms, heck, even your bathroom. This plant thrives on neglect, which is why it's number 1 on the list. So if you're just starting out with plants or tend to forget about them, this is your go-to. It's almost impossible to mess up. Next up is one of my favorites, the Ponytail Palm. Check out this funky plant. It's got this wild look, but don't let it fool you. It's ridiculously easy to take care of. This thick base actually stores water, so even if you forget to water it for weeks, it'll be just fine. Think of it like a built-in water tank. And these leaves, they add such a fun vibe to any space. It's almost like a tiny tree, but without the fuss. It loves bright, indirect light, but it can handle lower light too. And like I said, you don't need to water it much, just every couple of weeks, maybe even less. Seriously, this plant is almost like a desert plant. It doesn't mind being dry. Perfect if you're busy or, a little forgetful. So if you want something that looks cool and doesn't need much attention, the Ponytail Palm's your guy. Low maintenance, funky, and hard to kill. What more could you ask for? Alright, next on our list is a classic, English ivy. This plant is perfect if you want something that grows fast and adds a little drama to your space. These leaves are beautiful, and the best part? They can grow just about anywhere. Let them trail, hang, or even climb up a little trellis. English ivy can thrive in all kinds of spots, on a shelf, hanging in a basket, or climbing up a wall. It's a great plant for adding height and movement to your room. It likes bright, indirect light, but can handle lower light too. And as far as watering goes, just keep the soil slightly moist, not too dry, not too wet. I water mine about once a week, maybe a little more in the summer. But really it's low maintenance, and it'll grow like crazy if you just keep an eye on the water. So, if you're looking for a plant that's easy to grow, but still adds a ton of personality to your space, English ivy's a great choice. And trust me, once it gets going, it'll take over, in a good way. Next up, we've got Aloe Vera. This plant is a total win-win. Not only is it super easy to take care of, but it's also useful. You can actually use the gel inside the leaves for things like burns or dry skin. These thick leaves are what make aloe vera so hardy. They store water, so even if you forget to water it for a while, it's still good. This little guy loves sunlight, so put it somewhere bright, like a sunny windowsill, and it'll thrive. It's basically a desert plant, so it's tough. It needs lots of light, but when it comes to watering, less is more. Let the soil dry out completely between waterings, maybe once every couple of weeks, and it'll be happy. And the best part? If you ever need a little skin relief, just snap off a piece, and you've got fresh aloe gel right at home. Handy, right? So whether you want a low-maintenance plant or a natural remedy for small skin issues, aloe vera is a must-have. Plus, it's nearly impossible to mess up. Alright, next up is the Kentia Palm. This one's a real beauty. It's got that tropical beachy vibe, but you don't need to live in a sunny paradise to keep it alive. The fronds are long, elegant, and give off a laid-back tropical feel. Plus, it grows slow, so it's not going to outgrow your space anytime soon. It doesn't need direct sunlight to thrive, so if you've got a spot with indirect light, like near a window, it's perfect for this palm. It's low maintenance and can handle lower light than most palms. Just make sure it's not sitting in harsh, direct sunlight. It likes to keep things chill. For watering, you want to keep the soil lightly moist, but not soggy. I water mine once a week, maybe less in the winter. Just make sure the top inch of soil is dry before you water it again. If you want something that looks like it belongs in a tropical resort, but without all the work, the Kentia Palm is the way to go. Low maintenance, stylish, and super forgiving. Next up is the Dracaena, another super easy to grow plant that adds some serious style to your space. I mean, just look at those tall, sleek leaves. It's like instant decor. These long, striped leaves come in different varieties, but no matter which one you get, they're all tough as nails. Dracaenas love indirect light, so if you've got a spot where the sun isn't too harsh, like near a curtain or off to the side of a window, it's perfect. And the best part, this plant can handle lower light too, so it's great for offices or any room where you don't get a ton of natural light. Dracaenas don't need a ton of water. Let the top couple of inches of soil dry out before you water again, usually about once a week, or even less if it's in a shadier spot. So if you want a plant that looks cool, grows tall, and barely needs any attention, Dracaena's your go-to. Low maintenance, adaptable, and practically indestructible. Alright, you knew this one was coming. Cacti. These guys are basically the poster child for easy to grow. If you forget to water your plants, this is definitely the one for you. There are so many cool varieties of cacti, tall ones, round ones covered in spikes. No matter what kind you pick, they all have one thing in common. They thrive on neglect. Cacti are great for any room, whether it's your living room, office, or even your kitchen. Just stick them somewhere with bright light, and they'll be happy. These plants love bright, direct sunlight, but they're also super low maintenance. In fact, too much water is their worst enemy. You only need to water cacti about once a month, if that. Let the soil dry out completely between waterings. Less is more with these guys. So if you're a cereal plant forgetter or just want something that's tough and looks awesome, go with a cactus. Trust me, it's the easiest plant you'll ever own. Next up is Haworthia. Now, this little guy is perfect if you're into succulents, but don't want anything too fussy. It's small, cute, and practically takes care of itself. Look at these leaves. They're thick and spiky with these cool white stripes. It's kind of like Aloe Vera's little cousin, but even easier to take care of. Haworthia loves bright, indirect light, but it's also totally fine in lower light conditions. So if you don't have the brightest space, no worries, this plant's cool with that. And the best part? It's super forgiving. It doesn't need much sunlight or water, so it's perfect for an office or a corner of your living room where light might not always hit. Watering? Easy. Once every couple of weeks is plenty. Just let the soil dry out between waterings, and this plant will be happy as can be. So, if you want a small, low-maintenance plant that's perfect for beginners, Haworthia's your go-to. Super easy, stylish, and tough to kill. What's not to love? Next on the list, we've got something a little different. The Hawaiian umbrella bonsai tree. Don't let the bonsai part scare you. This one's actually way easier to care for than it looks. Look at those leaves. They give off this cool umbrella shape, which makes it stand out in any room. Plus, it's not as delicate as other bonsai trees. It loves bright, indirect light. So, near a window is perfect. You don't need to worry about fancy setups or special lights. Just let it hang out where there's a decent amount of sunlight. This bonsai is low maintenance compared to other types, and it doesn't need a ton of trimming or special care. It just grows in this cool, compact shape all on its own. When it comes to watering, just keep the soil moist, but not soggy. I water mine once a week, maybe a little more in the summer, so if you want a bonsai that looks cool but doesn't require hours of care, the Hawaiian umbrella tree is your guy. It's low maintenance, easy to shape, and adds a little zen to your space. Last but not least, we have the ZZ plant, one of the toughest plants out there. Seriously, this is the plant you can almost forget about, and it'll still thrive. Just look at these leaves. They're thick and waxy, which means they hold on to moisture really well. This plant is perfect for anyone who might not have the greenest thumb. ZZ. Plants are super forgiving when it comes to light. They can handle low light, so you don't need a sunny spot. They'll thrive in corners where other plants might struggle. This one is great for offices or rooms where sunlight doesn't really reach. It's all about being low maintenance, and it can adapt to various conditions. And when it comes to watering, just remember, less is more. You can go weeks without watering, I usually do it every 2 to 3 weeks, and it's totally fine. So if you want a plant that's practically indestructible and can survive anything, the ZZ plant is the perfect choice. It's stylish, low maintenance, and a great way to bring some life into your home without the hassle. So there you have it, 10 houseplants that are not just easy to grow, but also perfect for anyone, whether you're a seasoned plant parent or just starting out. Remember, all these plants are low maintenance and make great additions to your home. So go ahead and pick one or two and start your plant journey today. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more plant tips and tricks. Happy planting, everyone!